Still pretty dark. I'm up at Spring Hollow again, also known as Third Dam, and I just wanted to show you how beautiful this is and pan around. I know it's kind of dark, but usually this is actually filled with water. And I guess because it's been so dry that there isn't much water, but what we're doing today is heading down to see Third Dam and then to go up to the hillside to watch the sunrise. Here we are at Third Dam, and it could be that the water level's low because they've been doing some construction, or it could be because of the heat and dry summer. I'm not sure which, but I think this is pretty funny. There's this sign here that says detour, and the detour is actually where I had planned to go. It looks like there was a big sign that blew down. Let's see what it says. Oh my, now that is orange. It says Gusland Campground and Rivertail closed. Turn around, do not enter. Now they definitely don't want people going in here while they're doing construction. Before we head up, just wanted to pan around and show you the sunrise is it's imminent. So let's head up the hill. We're gonna go up the detour. And this is actually typically where I come. There's a sign here. It says, what does it say? Spring Hollow. Let's see what we're gonna find up here. Now I'm above the dam. There it is down there. And Spring Hollow campsite is that way. And we're heading up somewhere over there. Not quite sure where it is in relation to where I am right now, but we'll be up there and it should be an awesome view. There's a fork in the trail, and if I go that way, I head off back towards Spring Hollow and the campground, and it's actually a really nice hike. I might go back that way. And then this is the way we're headed today to go get that fantastic view of the canyon. Another fork. This one has a sign. Let's see. It says Spring Hollow Trail that way, and Mill Hollow, Bridger Lookoff, and River Trail that way. That's the way we're headed. The landscape along here is primary grass and rabbit bush, sage, and yet over here we have looks like autumn's coming. The leaves are starting to turn. Look at that brilliant red. And the rest of the trees haven't started yet, but fall's on its way. And I found a snack. Some beautiful elderberries blowing in the wind. I'm gonna grab some on my way down. Here I am, and I'm ready for the last little part here, which is really, really steep, but it's just steep for a little bit. So I feel like it doesn't make this a particularly strenuous hike, but coming down this can be treacherous, especially if it's muddy. It can be really hard to find footing, but it's so worth it because let me show you what's at the top. This isn't too bad. All right. First of all, that's right there. How magnificent. Looks very stately to me. And then we have this terrific view of the canyon. You can hear the wind. Oh, it feels good. And up over there is Crimson Trail. I don't know if you can see the trail line right there, but we'll do that one day. But today we're just gonna wander a little bit further in. One of the places that I found that I like to come and eat lunch or breakfast or just have a cup of coffee and a cookie. We go from this incredibly dry, scraggly landscape and then just push right into here. And it might be too dark to really see, but how fun is this? We go in just a little bit more. It's sort of a clearing. And it's just shady and cool. And let's go up this way just a little bit. And just the perfect place to take a break. Look at this. Have a seat, have a snack or whatever. Especially during hot summer days. This is just a wonderful respite from the heat and the stress of the day. And in the spring, there are wild strawberries that grow here. So that's an added bonus. I think I'm going to turn around because I was going to take you up there a little bit, but then I remembered it really is incredibly steep. I did it once and it ended up being kind of an all-day thing. So I think I'm just going to pan around and show you the contrast between the gullies that are so green and then contrasted to the hills that are dry. And I think I'm going to head back. I'm not quite sure which way I'm going to go, so let's go see. On the last crossroads that I showed you, there's that sign. And instead of going down that way, which is the way we came, we're going to head up this way. And it's longer, but it's also really fun. I was thinking about how much I just find so much peace and comfort being out among the trees, especially under pine trees and spruce trees. And it reminded me of when I was a little girl and I didn't like school. And so on the way to school, especially in the spring and fall when it was still warm out, on the way to school I would just duck under this giant spruce tree, and inside it was almost like a magical room. It was padded with pine needles, it was cool and quiet, and I would just stay there, kind of daydreaming, until I'd hear the kids coming back home from school at the end of the day, and then I'd duck out and head home. And at that time, I think cutting school wasn't a big deal, and especially for a first or second grader. It wasn't something people really thought about. They didn't call the parents when a kid didn't show up at school. They just assumed the kid was homesick. And so I found a lot of solitude and peace underneath that big blue spruce tree. And now I still do. Whenever I'm out in nature, I just have that comfort and solace come back to me that I used to feel as a little girl when I was spending my day under the blue spruce tree. All right, I'm leaving the trail and I'm heading across this way because last time I was up here, there was something pretty cool, and I want to see if it's still here. And I'm not entirely sure if I found the right way, if I'm, leaving the trail at the right point, but we'll find out soon. It's really thick through here. I'm really having to just bushwhack my way through. But up ahead here is the thing. And I don't know if it's still here or not. Let's take a peek over this way. I might have come. Oh gosh, there's a lot of wild, a lot of wild rose in this area, which is stickery. But the thing that I wanted to show you is definitely here. So I'm really happy to make this detour. So this is a rock outcropping, not crapping out, rock. Anyway, somebody built a spine. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's fantastic. And it goes all the way down and all the way down that way. Somebody just took these rocks, and I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it. Oh, it's so clear to me, but let me walk up this way just a little bit. Just that somebody spent their time putting together a spine like this of rocks for no other reason than just it's a cool thing to do. And someone like me might find it one day and think it's a cool thing. So here I'm at the top, and it's also a pretty tremendous view from here. It's a little fuzzy, a little faded, but alright, I'm glad that's still here. It makes me really happy to see it. I made it back over to the path, the one that loops around, and I've forgotten how steep it is. It really is a lot steeper than I remember. As is the way, it's always easier going up for me than coming down. So just taking baby steps, really small steps, so I don't slip on the gravel and fall. I can hear the water, which means we're coming close to the actual Spring Hollow, which is what this area has been named for. So I'm looking forward to showing you that. I came from that way. That's the path I came down on. And if you can see, this is the trailhead to Crimson Trail. Let me just walk you over here and show you. There's the sign for Crimson Trail. But we're not going to go Crimson today because that's a whole nother hike. But we are going to walk down this way to the spring. Here's the path to Spring Hollow. Of course, another steep path, but we're going to give it a go because you got to see Spring Hollow, right? That's where the name comes from. So let's see if I can do this without sliding. Let's see here. So this is it. This is the spring. And isn't it beautiful? It's so green, mossy. And flowers. Look at those beautiful flowers. And it looks like it just bubbles up from the mountain. And here we are, emerging into the campground. And there's the river that's formed from the spring and this nice wooden bridge. It's so fun. And then back to sort of semi-civilization. This is a multi-group picnic area at the very top of the Spring Hollow campground. But the spring is gonna follow us all the way down. We're almost back to the parking lot, and I just always wondered about this sign. It looks like somebody X'd out the P, so it says caution, bums ahead. I just always thought it was kind of funny. Something somebody decided to do. You just never know what people are gonna do. And we have a little brook running past us, and the spring kind of segments into a couple of different little springs right through here. And just down this way is the parking lot. Back at the sort of the trailhead of all the trails here at Spring Hollow, Third Dam. And as you can see, it's a glorious morning. And so that Third Dam loop to Spring Hollow, it was a little over 3 miles. So a little further than some of them, but still not too bad. You can do it probably an hour, hour and a half. It is a lot steeper than some of the trails, but you get in the backcountry more. So it's kind of worth the steep hills. And I just want to give you one last look at this gorgeous, so pretty. It's just amazing to me that everybody's not up here. But I'm glad they're not. But thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon.